Lorde released her sophomore album Melodrama on the 16th of June 2017 at the age of 20 to widespread critical acclaim. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100, it received a 91 based on 32 critical reviews, making her one of the youngest to achieve such a high score. In a perfect 5-star review, Enemy described Melodrama as a rudely excellent album, praising its introspection, honesty, and cleverness. Entertainment Weekly awarded the album an A and commended Lord's songwriting skills, describing the album as a puzzle that'll keep you busy long after the party is over. Pitchfork concluded that it was a sleek and humid pop record full of grief and hedonism, crafted with the utmost care and wisdom. Now, my point in reading out to you these rave reviews is all of this meant that she set her standard and her audience's expectations really high for her next album. Usually, when an artist delivers a great record, they feel pressured to follow it up with something as good as, if not better than, their previous effort, often resulting in not so great a follow up. Added to this, the fact that Lorde is known for the notorious amount of time she takes between her album cycles. After Melodrama, fans had been impatiently waiting for more. Fast forward to October of 2018, Lorde revealed to her fans that she had been learning the piano and expected her third album to be born out of the instrument. However, she also divulged that despite this, she hadn't started properly yet and was unsure as to when it would be completed. In late 2019, the production of the album had come to a halt due to her dog, Pearl's passing away, who had been an integral source of inspiration for the record. Lorde postponed the album release indefinitely, stating, "It's going to take some time and recalibration now that there's no shepherd ahead of me to see what the work is going to be," adding that the album would not be the same work due to the impact of her dog's death, writing, "When this great loss crystallizes inside me and my chest rebuilds around it, hopefully I'll be able to finish up and share it with you, and we'll all grow as we always do." In May 2020, she wrote in a newsletter that she had returned to the studio the previous December and recorded music with her friend and melodrama producer Jack Antonoff. We would not hear from Lorde for another year, and finally, on the 11th of June 2021, the lead single Solar Power with its music video would be released on account of a solar eclipse with the message, "Patience is a virtue." On June 21st, the track list and release date for the album would be revealed. The album would be preceded by Going South, a memoir documenting Lorde's visit to Antarctica in 2019, which she dubbed as the precursor to the album. When asked about this on an interview with Seth Meyers, she said, "This album is about nature, and to go there and experience nature in this raw form was really inspiring to me." The album would be preceded by two more singles, Stoned at the Nail Salon, released on the 22nd of July, and finally, Mood Ring, 2 days before the album launch, with an accompanying music video. Now on to the album. In her 73-question interview with Vogue, Lorde described the process of making the album as reverent, and when asked to describe its color palette, she assigned gold to it. She recorded a lot of cicada noises on her phone that would feature on the album because to her, the sound of cicadas describes a New Zealand summer. Phoebe Bridgers and Claro would do background vocals on the album. When asked why they were chosen in the segment Diary of a Song with the New York Times, Lorde stated, "When someone's the kind of harmony nut that you are, those girls have it. They are masters of the kind of singing that I think of myself as a master of." Solar Power opens with The Path, described by Lorde as a sort of thesis statement for the album. The Path details her birth and growing up in and around areas of nature. Born in the year of OxyContin, raised in the tall grass. OxyContin is an opioid medication which is highly addictive and commonly used recreationally by people with opioid disorder. It was developed in 1996, and guess who was born in 1996? I mean, her brain is just teen millionaire having nightmares from the camera flash. This is pretty self-explanatory as we know Lorde got famous in her early teens and has had to be in the public eye ever since. Now I'm alone on a windswept island, caught in the complex divorce of the seasons. Won't take the call if it's the label or the radio. These few lines tell us the current place she's at in her life. That is, in the zen of nature, and also the kind of journey she's going to take us on. But towards the end, she also makes it clear that she has no control over this world with, "Now, if you're looking for a savior, well, that's not me. The sun will be the guiding light in this journey." Solar Power, the title track, is the most sunny song on the album, described by Lorde as a song about being happy in the sunshine. She wrote the initial demo after coming back from a swim at the beach while visiting her friend in Massachusetts, initially thinking that the song sounded similar to Robbie Williams' 2000 single Rock DJ, as both songs reference to A Tribe Called Quest's Can I Kick It, but was later informed of its similarities to Loaded, a 1990 single by the British band Primal Scream. Although the similarity to Loaded was unintentional, and Lorde said she had never heard of Primal Scream beforehand, so she contacted the band's lead singer Bobby Gillespie to clear Solar Power with him. In an interview with Apple Music One DJ Zane Lowe, Lorde said Gillespie had given Solar Power his approval and said, "These things happen, you caught a vibe that we caught years ago," and he gave us his blessing. In the music video, set on a secluded island, Lorde is seen frolicking on the beach as the camera follows her, wearing a yellow two-piece, looking youthful and radiant, and being free and feral. There are other people on the beach who, from their appearances, appear to belong to the same cult. She says, "Lead the boys and girls onto the beaches, come one, come all." This really conveys a communal imagery. There are no distractions on the island as she has thrown her cellular device in the water and the label or the radio cannot reach her. She is seen dancing and enjoying the bliss with her people. In the end, Lorde is being carried on what seems to be a throne-like chair as the leader of the people. I have to say, this track grew on me like most of the album did. Initially, it wasn't a favorite of mine from hers. The chorus just takes too much time to build, and when it does, the song is pretty much over. After melodrama, this was a huge transition, a completely new sound, and most of us weren't ready for it. The third track, California, is probably my favorite song from the album. This is another one of her commentaries on her rise to fame and her distaste for it. She references her Song of the Year win at the Grammys, which Carole King had given to her. Her life took off from there, and it never was the same. She doesn't miss those poison arrows aimed directly at her head. The poison arrows are the alluring, gift-wrapped opportunities that are so commonly thrown around in these rich neighborhoods, which, in hindsight, are disguised dangers. The hook, "Don't Want That California Love," is a metaphor for not wanting the celebrity lifestyle, the paparazzi following you, and your every move being judged by total strangers. LA is a city with the glitz and the glam, the American dream, and constant exposure to it can get saturating, so she wants to wake up. Even though California is an important city to Lorde, she knows when to say goodbye to it. Stoned at the Nail Salon gives major melodrama vibes and particularly reminds me of Liability. The song describes her slow-paced, peaceful domestic life away from the noise with her dog and her lover. The lyrics are amazing. My particular favorites are "Spend all the evenings you can with the people who raised you," and "All the music you liked at 16 you'll grow out of." Which is so true because we stop prioritizing our parents once we grow up and our worlds don't revolve around them. And we lose attachment to the songs we liked in our teens as our tastes change and we replace them with new ones. But I have one question. How do you get stoned at the nail salon? In The Fallen Fruit, Lorde is lamenting about the depreciating physical world and how the golden ones or the earlier generation who came before did nothing to take care of it, thereby causing its stock to go down further and leaving the future generation nothing to work with. The vocals and the harmonies are hauntingly beautiful on this one. The line, "We had no idea the dreams we had were far too big," is just so sad and helpless. This song continues with the theme of communal imagery and how this isn't just her loss but the loss of humanity at large. The psychedelic garlands give me midsummer vibes, and the title of the song, I think, is a nod to her fascination with Greek mythologies, which she has enumerated countless times as a major influence of hers. In the breakdown of the song, she imagines how she'll flee when the world becomes uninhabitable and try to rebuild it anew with the great minds and a pocket full of seed. The lyric, "How can I love what I know I'm gonna lose?" questions how can she care for and nourish her relationship with the natural world when she knows one day it'll all be destroyed. Lorde had stated that she had been very careful before that point about not being preachy or like trying to sell this off as her climate change album. This was her genuine concern and she wanted to share it with her fans. She also opted against CDs because she wanted to make something that wouldn't end up in a landfill in 2 years, and therefore released Solar Power to digital music platforms, streaming services, and as vinyl LPs only. Did she have to do all these things? No. But the fact that she did, I'm absolutely here for it. Secrets from a Girl is Lorde's version of a motivational anthem. She talks about how time flies, and in the blink of an eye, the girl who couldn't wait to turn 15 is now 25. She's basically talking to her younger self and sharing her experience and imparting words of wisdom that everything will be alright and all her visions and inner ambitions will be fulfilled. The outro is this dramatic and wicked witted spoken word done by Robin Carlson describing a utopian land of sadness and all its tourist attractions. I'm not very sure about having seen it all. Lorde has only lived a quarter of her life, and yes, she has seen a lot, but she definitely hasn't seen it all. Lorde had stated that she wrote The Man with the Axe as a poem when she was very hungover. In this one, she is expressing her love and affection for her secret lover. Now, Lorde is someone who's known to keep her private life private, so for her to share something like this, it's new territory. The lyricism is really poetic. You felled me clean as a pine, the man with the axe and the light in his eyes. But I don't personally like this song. I feel this is where the album slowly starts to lose its momentum. Dominos is a stripped down acoustic song. Lorde explained that this was in part of the utopian themes of solar power, and wellness to her is a utopian concept, which I get, but in an album called Solar Power, this feels like a sun kissed moment rather than a sun soaked one. It's not a bad song, but I've heard way better from her. But I will give it to her that the line, "It's strange to see you smoking marijuana, you used to do the most cocaine of anyone I'd ever met," does crack you up. The Big Star is an homage to the band Big Star and her dog Pearl. She thinks that he was too good for her and contrasts her shyness to his love for saying hello to total strangers. But every perfect summer's gotta take its flight, just like all good things must come to an end. Lorde had stated that she felt more connected to her surroundings once she started taking her dog out for walks. She noticed the seasons change, the amber lights turned to winter lights, and couldn't believe she used to miss all this by staying inside. I think the leader of a new regime is the interlude of this album, because that can only explain its short length. I think this is a very experimental track. This is her journey to the solar power island on one of the last planes. She's ready with her SPF 3000 and her trunk full of essentials to live out the rest of her life there. But this paradise has no leader. Notice how none of the songs have a bridge and in some cases a proper chorus. I don't know why this is. Maybe it is a new format, but they do feel a little incomplete at times. It is a turnoff because we only get about 50 minutes of her in 4 years. The 11th track, Mood Ring, clicked with me instantly and was my favorite of the 3 singles released prior to the album. It is a classic Lordian criticism of a societal phenomenon, in this case, the wellness culture. In the premiere of the music video, Lorde explained that she wrote this song in character and it's completely satirical. Right from the get go, I'm trying to blow bubbles, but inside, can't seem to fix my mood. Today it's as dark as my roots if I ever let them grow out. She separates herself from this girl who isn't a natural blonde. I think it's a brilliant example of her songwriting skills. This character is a victim of the wellness industry who is disjointed from the world, herself doesn't have a clue what's wrong, and will do anything in her power to re establish that connect, be it burning sage or cleansing crystals. Mood rings don't really work, they only serve to mentally satisfy their believers. This girl tries to get well from the inside by taking vitamins, and when even they don't seem to work, she plans to go east in search for her mood betterment remedy. In her Genius Lyric interview, Lorde explained that Pluto in Scorpio generation is a nod to the millennials because that's where the planets were during that period. Towards the end, this character gets so depressed that she's willing to go to any place for a change of scenery. The music video is set inside a tent, presumably on the same island. Lorde is shown as this distracted blonde surrounded by a bunch of ladies with whom she performs her sun salutations and rituals. They move in a structured and coordinated manner which is aesthetically pleasing. Lorde is shown burning an incense for her spiritual cleansing. The music video features a slightly altered version of the track with the inclusion of the love and light line, and I do prefer that more. The last song is Oceanic Feeling, and what a great way to close the album. Oceanic Feeling is Lorde describing a typical day in her life in New Zealand where she either goes swimming or fishing. On this song, she throws light on a lot of different things. One moment, she's consoling her younger brother who went through an accident and giving him hope that all will be revealed in time, and at other times, she talks about planning to start her family and wonders if she has a daughter, will she inherit her mother's features and do the same things that she did. But what is most interesting is, towards the end, the lyric, now the cherry black lipstick's gathering dust in a drawer. I don't need her anymore, 'cause I got this bar. Just had to breathe out and tune in. Summarizes how far she has come and the work she has gotten done. When Lorde first burst out on the scene, she came across as this moody, angsty teen dressed in black from head to toe. But with each new era, she's become more carefree and willing to let go of a lot of things. She takes time off, and while she's away, she works on herself and grows as a person. She is no longer that insecure, self conscious teen, and that reflects in her work. But she also makes it clear that by no means is she trying to say that she's perfect or has gotten enlightened. She is human and taking a year at a time. Her departing message to us is that one day even she'll know when it's time to go. So, this was my review and analysis of Solar Power. By no means am I trying to say that this is a bad album. It just takes a little time to get used to. There are a few dull moments, but overall, the album is good and really soothing. I would definitely recommend you listen to it with an open mind. Personally, it's something I would listen to relax and be calm. Lorde is a very interesting artist, to say the least, and I always look forward to hearing from her. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share this video. It took a lot of effort to make this one. Comment below and let me know whether you like this new format. And lastly, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to join the Brotherhood. And while you're at it, click the bell icon to get notified for more videos.